All right, everyone. Kenos here. I want you all to put your hands together and thank Spectrum for existing and hope that it lets the stream last. But I am here with Idol for the third set here, the Indomitable Blitzkrieg versus Option 12. Idol, what are your thoughts on this match as we're about to get going into it?
I like this matchup, and I say this a lot about a lot of different teams, but I'm excited to see Godzilla and Crab go at it in the top lane because Crab is hands down my favorite player in the league, and Godzilla's really good and he's really aggressive. I think that's going to be a really fun lane to watch.
Yeah, I mean, fun matchups abound in this setup here that we've got. We've got Lord of Admirals in the jungle, one of the most terrifying junglers the LCOS has seen. And of course, the mid lane, Greatbeard of Odin versus Goonstomp will be a great matchup too. Greatbeard of Odin has such a reputation for being able to carry, dangerous on a lot of people. And the bot lane, two rather underrepresented ADCs, backed up by some very impressive supports. So fingers crossed that we get a great matchup here. A couple of bans going in already, showing some of the focus. Yone and Wukong taken out, and Akali, of course. Tom Kench, Galio. These are some of the quicker bans we've seen. You think that shows confidence or just like pre-planning?
I definitely agree with the Akali and the Wukong bans here because I got to feel the short end of the stick on the Wukong deal last week, and you definitely take it away from Godzilla. The Yone ban, I know we've seen him play it, but I don't know if it's a high enough priority pick to ban it out that early.
Well, I mean, I guess it's in terms of priority, it's the concern that he might lock it in. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Yone, of course, not quite as scary as the Akali. And of course, seeing a lot of great things from the Wukong. But you don't ban Morgana, and Morgana gets picked. So that's
Yeah,
a solid
that
Morgana
just
lock.
seems to be the story of GMA.
Well, she does a lot of everything. So it's always you're never in a rough spot with a Morgana. And after a couple of Kaisa bans, she manages to sneak in as well. So we have our first Kaisa of the evening going over to option 12 and Zac, who I'm always happy
Like
to see.
I like the Kaisa a lot. It's one of those champions that Prowler's really good on,
Mhm.
and that's kind of what I'm surprised of. I figured they'd ban something like Kaisa over the Yone in the first rotation, because Prowler's really nasty on the Kaisa when he gets it.
Yeah, the Kaisa is very nasty. Maybe we'll see that banned game too. Mordekaiser has a bit of a reputation as well, having some very good top lane matches. But I think was Godzilla on Mordekaiser earlier? I could be mistaken.
I think, didn't Admiral play Mordekaiser in the jungle last week?
We do have the Ashe pickup as well. Ashe has dabbled a little bit in the support position so far with not a lot of great results, so we'll see where she goes. A lot of flexibility on this team so far. And the Maokai pickup could be support, could be top lane. We'll have to wait and see.
You gotta pick at the Ash wounds for White Wolf, huh?
Got a comment that it happened, man.
I already like the team comp a lot for option 12 here. They've got really good peel for Kaisa already.
Hey, never pick a
Between
fight
Zac
again.
and Maokai just headbutting his way into the enemy team.
Godzilla played more
I
in
like
week
it a
one,
lot.
thank you.
Week one, there we go. I'm gonna say I knew he played at jungle sometime, so that could be flexed into the jungle. If they wanted to pick something else for the top lane here.
We'll see what happens. I do like the couple of top lane bans going off on both sides, so they're predicting, I believe, this Mord is going to be jungle. Unless they're worried about set jungle, which has been a thing.
Yeah, I think that's where it gets a little tricky, because like I said, they can flex it into either one. So now if they just wanted to pick another jungler, they have more open.
And the Nautilus ban, also very interesting, very impactful in that last game, as I'm sure you know, having just been in it.
It definitely felt nice getting this or seeing people get slapped with the anchors.
And Diana. All right, so we're not sure who the mid lane is, or possibly the top or support. I'm assuming the mid lane will be last picked, so we'll know if Maokai is top or support, unless they want the confusion. We'll see what happens.
So it looks like they're gonna go for Ziggs here for the mid lane.
Oh, come on, we know that Ziggs can be ADC.
That's fair. I would personally really enjoy watching Prowler play it, put the Kaisa in mid lane. Might go 0-12, but hey, it'd be fun to watch.
And Viego sneaks through the ban net as well, so a lot of champions in this set here that have been banned earlier but getting through. Morgana, Kaisa, Viego. Let's see, anyone else interesting? TF would be a lot of fun. Alright.
I like that. I like that team so far. I'm guessing what's going to happen is Mord's going to go to Crab, and or I could be backwards. I think Crab plays Viego, so it could go either way here. They're a little squishy though.
Yep. We'll see what happens. 10 seconds left here on either the, looks like we might have a Shen top.
I
Alright.
really like this O12 team comp. They
I
just
like
kind of
both
have a
team
little bit of
comps.
everything. Yeah, I also really like the Blitzkrieg comp here. Like I said, my only complaint about it is that it looks a little squishy.
Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, Viego and Mordekaiser can get big if you let them.
Oh, that's fair. And Viego can just snatch the soul of a tank, and all of a sudden he's not squishy anymore. So that's fair. I think this one should be fun. It's going to be fun to watch Viego and Shin go at it. I'm curious though. It feels like Zach should be able to outgank Mordekaiser pretty well, but I don't know how that's actually going to work in practice. And then you've got global pressure on TF here.
Well, TF, global in quotes.
Yeah, global in quotes.
I'm old enough to remember when TF did have a global ult. So I miss that a little bit. I'm just glad that Shen still has a global ult, because that would just completely ruin him if he didn't have it.
For now.
Oh yes, let's nerf the last global ultimate in the game.
Hey man, this is Riot we're talking about.
Shen too strong. That's who's too strong in the League of Legends right now is Shen.
You know what? Make it global, but make it a skill shot.
That'd be kind of funny. Shen throws his sword and ults to the first allied champion it hits.
Even make it an enemy champion. You hit somebody across the map in the fog of war by accident.
I wonder, that'd be
I think
cool if he could like, it'd be like a reverse shield, like you damage them for 500 and over the duration and then teleport to them. That could be cool.
that would be pretty cool. Although I'd hope you'd cancel it, because let's say he was trying to throw it to a teammate in the mid lane, misses, hits the enemy bot lane as they're walking through the jungle, and now he's in a 2v1.
Well, yeah, but that's what we need to nerf Shen, because apparently he's
That's
the scourge
fair.
of League of Legends.
I mean, I don't like playing against him.
All right, let's talk about what's actually going to happen in this game. So we've got Maokai and Kaisa up against Ashe and Morgana. Um, a lot of powerful choices coming out of there. A lot of disabilities, a lot of spell damage. Who do you like in this bot lane matchup?
Excuse me. So it's kind of a 50-50 for me, because on one hand, Morgana can undo the engage on Maokai essentially. But on the other hand, if he can make her burn it on any of his other abilities, Maokai gets a really strong engage, and Kai'Sa's just gonna severely outdamage Ashe early on. So if I had to pick one, I think I like option 12's bot lane here.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I like the mid lane for Blitzkrieg a little more. I mean, obviously, Greatbeard Voden is great, but Ziggs is not somebody who I normally think of when I think of someone that Greatbeard Voden, the play style, works with, you know?
Yeah, he seems to like those kind of aggressive carry mid laners. I don't know. I don't like Ziggs a whole lot in general. He does fine with what he needs to do, but he just feels like once he throws his stuff, he's kind of done.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, obviously you can do a lot of fun plays with Ziggs, and there's a big front line here for him as well. We can't sleep on that. Zac and Shen and even Maokai can really help protect this Ziggs so that his abilities can get off cooldown. He can get those multiple attacks in a row. But I agree with what Ace is saying, where Viego and Mord late game are scary big.
Yeah.
And so unless Kaisa can catch up enough, because we've already seen that Ziggs isn't a huge scary person late game to deal against really tanky champions.
Yeah.
So that could be a downfall of them.
But I do think inversely, there's not a ton of mobility in fights on the side of Blitzkrieg, so Ziggs is very good at
Oops.
punishing you as you walk in with his little minefield, so that could play dividends in the later fights.
That was actually hilarious. Okay, so we're here for the skins. Got some matching mid and bot lane skins here.
Let's see.
And some reasonable color stuff for the bot lane of option 12 as well.
A lot of purple on option 12, and then we got a Valentine's Day duo going on for Blitzkrieg here.
And Naked Viego, which is a bit off. But I mean, I suppose Project Mordekaiser kind of matches the Valentines as well.
And Naked Viego is just Coven Morgana with extra steps.
Mm-hmm. I think I'll give it to Blitzkrieg here.
Yeah, Special Weapon Zac is just kind of a recolor, and Meowkai just makes me sad on a spiritual level.
There's a lot of sad skins on spiritual levels today.
Yeah, I don't know, I think the sound effects tilt me more than anything on the Meowkai skin.
So I'm going to share a fun behind-the-scenes fact here with everyone who was paying attention to the stream just now. I accidentally clicked one of the templates for one of the LCUS games that are still saved on here, my OBS. But fortunately, it's also Blitzkrieg versus Option 12 in the same pattern. So it worked out.
It's one of those tasks failed successfully kind of things.
Yes, indeed. Now let's see if we
Alright.
can task failed successfully through this game. We do have a bit of an aggressive move on the bot side here. Couple of flashes, nothing really comes out of it. Oh, chat is on screen. Let's get rid of that.
I remember how to do this stuff. Okay, see, I have the scoreboard toggled. Do
And I
just
mean,
need to hide?
when it's a team like what Blitzkrieg has, level 1 invades are not a terrible idea. You've got multiple layers of CC that you can pile on there with the gold card, with the binding. So the attempt was made, and just trading support flashes is not the end of the world.
And Blitzkrieg's level 1 is strong too, because Mord Q does a very deceptive amount of damage early.
Mm-hmm.
You have the binding, Ash slows, and then Viego just hits you 50 times before you're sure what's going on.
Great Beard of Odin laughing to himself in the mid lane, where he is actually alone right now. With Goonstomp placing a deep ward on Raptors and taking some chip damage for his trouble.
Very uneventful first buff clears, makes me a little sad.
Lord of Admirals maybe getting a little slacking on his damage over time there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like the passive really does a whole lot. At least not early on.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Crab and Godzilla are already slapping each other.
Yep. Oh, good little dive in there by Huge. Gets some of that damage off. Ash is a very immobile champion. But Huge taken very low already here. This could actually just be straight up first blood. Realizing the situation he's in, Prowler does manage to pick up the kill as Huge falls. Good binding there. Prowler's not going to get a second kill, I don't think. Nope, misses the rockets.
Wait, I could be a little dense here. What broke the binding there? Or was it just that short at rank 1?
He's got cleanse.
Okay. Well, there's my denseness I was speaking of.
All
But
right,
I think that's big for O12 here, though. You trade a support for the enemy ADC. I like it. It allows them to farm up.
Yeah, it's good for option 12. Did end up giving up first blood for that though. But because of the time it took for the ADC to get back to lane, a lot of CS picked up. But now Prowler's going to maybe die. But now once again the ADC dies.
This is just a slugfest in bot lane. I love it.
I think Huge might get a kill here actually. If any of his abilities come off cooldown, no, just a little too.
Maokai's got those kind of long CDs early on.
Oh, and now another kill up here. Oh, good flash. Good little leap there, too. Great job by Sladen. Just keeping his cool. Knew that he could survive.
Were already talking to him.
Knew he could survive 1 or 2 hits, slingshots out of there. Could have easily been another kill. And a kickstart for Pistol Crab that you really don't want to see on Viego.
Yeah, you let Crab get ahead and the game just kind of falls apart from there.
But yeah, a lot of action here early. 2 deaths on this Ashe, though. That is, despite picking up 1 kill apiece in that bot side, it's still a little rough to be behind despite getting that first blood.
Yeah, he's down 13 TS right now. And he'll catch up a little bit of it, but they can probably do a pretty good job of keeping him off a lot of it here. So they're going to really have to claw their way back into it down there, I think.
I'm very excited to see if this bot lane aggression continues, because once Shen hits 6, that's going to be a big turning point for them.
Yeah, I agree.
At least once every 270 seconds or whatever the hell level 1 Shen's ult timer is.
And it's like 3 days.
It
It'll
really
be
feels
fine.
like it. It's 100 shield for 3 days of cooldown.
Unless you build AP.
It's like, why even get ult at 6 when you're Shen, really? Might as well just save it for 10 and 11. Do have a bit of a fight up top as well, but I mean, Shen is able to survive Viego early on.
Yeah, he even had a level on him there.
Oh, Client decides to almost crash on us again, but we're fine. We do have a lurking jungle there, but the bot lane pushed instead. Both junglers are actually going to catch each other out here, Sladen. If you just stay in that brush. Lord of Admiral should have seen him. I don't know how he didn't.
I mean, hey, the sneaky blob.
Alright, slingshot possibly coming here, but not,
I
because the
didn't go
ward,
for it.
the great ward there by Admirals does spot it out. Oh,
Excuse
yeah.
me, these songs are flowing tonight.
Get some caffeine in you, man, come on.
Yeah, I actually don't think I've had any caffeine today. That's a first for me.
Godzilla's been pushed back a little bit here. Compared to some of the more aggressive champions he's played in the past, Shen might be a little more passive than what generally plays to his strengths. He's no Mordekaiser, that's for sure. Down a little bit of CS, Pistol Crab pushing deep, but of course you can't dive a Shen under turret because he's just going to taunt your silly face.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see. I was wondering if Crab was going to try and sneak a couple hits in on the turret there. I don't think it would have been wise.
Well, we don't always do what's wise here in GMA Gaming.
I mean, hey man, last game shows you I got caught out a couple times doing dumb stuff.
We do have ult now for Shen, so we'll see if that comes into play in the next couple of minutes here. But the aggression's died down a little bit. I mean, Odin, little low on mana here, keeps getting hit by that 3-card throw as well, which I know from experience can be very frustrating.
Yeah, he's doing fine keeping up in CS though.
Oh yeah.
Pretty uneventful lane.
I mean, compared to the other lanes, the mid lane is the most fair and balanced thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, even top lane hasn't really been a bloodbath like I expected.
Well, it's
They just
hard.
kinda keep-
It's hard to bloodbath against a Shen early, unless
Yeah.
you're one of those like hyper aggressive champions like Darius or Riven.
Yeah, Viego really doesn't seem to come online until he gets an item or so.
Yeah.
He can
Speaking of
still
trying to
do
get
work
items,
before.
Prowler taking a lot of damage here. There's going to be a big ultimate here from the TF most likely. Where is that Shen ult? Oh, just flashes over the wall. And that should be a dead huge. Just got CC'd for days. Little
he
cute
had
attempt
his
at a pop
flash.
there.
He had his flash, just never had a chance to use it.
Yeah, and that's one of those situations, you know, where you just get stun locked for so much, or even, you know, you just figure, I'm just a support, I'll save Flash for another day. But first Dragon going over to Blitzkrieg.
I definitely felt that game 2 I got CC'd for like 6 weeks and never even got to press R. Felt bad. I had time to go use the bathroom, get a coffee.
A non-decaf, or
And
a
that's all they
decaf
keep
coffee.
in the house, unfortunately. My family's become allergic to caffeine.
Well, you don't want to be reliant on it, you know.
Man, I work retail. I don't have a choice.
Alright, so once again we have Sladen here in the bot side. No ward just warned them this time though. So there's going to be a big Zac jump in here, lots of flashes. Huge actually does a great little pushback there. Will end up dying for his trouble with a nice Morgana ult, but the Ashe goes down as well. Good snare there actually to stop Prowler from following up on Smokey. So
Prowler burned his ult there.
not able to save Huge or J-Dog, but Smokey does manage to get away, and Prowler does manage to pick up a kill with Zac's help.
Seems to be the story of bot lane is 1 for 1. Unfortunately, 3 of those ones have gone to Morgana instead of onto J-Dog.
Yeah, but I mean, J-Dog has been dying a lot.
Yeah.
All 3 of the kills for Option 12 have been against J-Dog.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a little bit of gray screen simulator on the side.
Meanwhile, Pistol just keeps farming. There was a grab on the Herald as well, so Lord of Admirals might do a little backdoor cheekiness here. Looks like he's trying to anyway. Sladen is here though, so we could have a 2-on-2.
I don't think Sladen knows.
He's gonna see Admirals right now, and the jungle fight begins as the top lane fight begins. Sladen does manage to dodge a little bit. Flashes, trading flashes. Shadow Realm activates, so unfortunately for Sladen, he's not going to be able to get too involved here. It looks as though... Okay, so that was a failed attempt to keep Zac alive there, and now Godzilla will probably die as well, thanks to the CC.
Yeah, and they're just going to rip and probably get some plates here.
The funny thing is, and I'm wondering if I'm reading what happened in that fight correctly. It looks as though Zac's passive breaks out of the Shadow Realm.
No, it just ended right after. I'm pretty sure the fight just ended right as he went into passive.
Okay, because it looked like Lord of Admirals was still in the Shadow Realm. Unfortunately, because of the way the Observer works, we're not really able to see what goes on in the Shadow Realm. But it looked like Mordekaiser was still digitized.
Yeah, because I could be wrong, but it looked like Viego was just around where the slime would have been for a moment, but he wasn't able to hit them.
Well, either way, good job. Good job picking up a couple of kills there by Blitz. Little bit of a misplay by Godzilla, but you know that's fine.
Odin almost kills Goonstomp in the mid lane.
Anyway, gotta look out for those bouncing bombs, man. But low mana for Odin. That's what happens when you play ninjas all the time. What's mana?
Isn't Ziggs fun? TF's trying to play blackjack while Ziggs is bowling. It's an interesting lane.
Well, that just shows that there's champions of all types in League of Legends.
A very diverse pool indeed. Bot lane trying to kill each other repeatedly.
Yep. Pistol lurking here. Okay, so where's the TF going? TF trying to jump in onto Greatbeard of Odin. No mana on the Ziggs. Oh, great push off there. The Shen does come in. Good taunt. They are going to get this Viego easily.
Oh.
Great play by Odin there. Able to keep himself alive for just that extra half a second so that Shen could show up and pick up one in return.
And now he's not going to be able to do it again until next game.
Right. Ooh, good attempt here by Sladen as well. Might be able to get, oh, once again, stuns interrupting spells.
Yeah, he just couldn't get over to a minion to yank him there.
And face checks right into Lord of Admirals. And the ultimate is online. Zac's passive is online as well.
It's down.
No, it's down.
No,
Okay.
it's down.
Good little jump there. Alright. Cool, cool, cool.
I'm surprised he survived that.
Well, the Shen was able to interrupt a little bit there.
Yeah.
Dragon is up, though. And so I think that's going to be the next most obvious target for Blitzkrieg. They're already in a great position for it.
Do I have to count? I'm trying to see items, and I can't seem to figure that out.
Oh.
Well, that opens my scoreboard. It's not showing me items.
What's your scoreboard currently show?
It shows minion kills, the actual KD ratio, and gold.
Okay, X then.
Ah, I see. Young in body, old in soul. Computers and I don't get along.
Well, you also, this is what, your second time casting? Third time casting? No one's expecting you to know the Observer key bindings.
And I've probably not ever really even used Spectate till then.
It took us 6 splits to find out that N pulls up the timers on dragons and stuff.
Hey, but I now know that 2 days in, it's a good life.
Alright, so Zach is in a lot of trouble here. May once again get pulled to the Shadow Realm, but Smokey ends up showing us once again a stopwatch is overpowered, but there's just a slaughter fest going on here. Prowler picks up 2 kills, but is going to get a little bit ambushed here. I don't know, actually. Great Beard of Odin, dies to the damage over time. Good stun there as well. Can Prowler style on 2 members? Nope, but does pick up Admirals.
Prowler dies there, but Prowler is massive now.
Yeah, 5 kills there, 3 picked up in that one fight. Godzilla taking some risks up in this top side. I don't think that Viego can kill him here as long as he doesn't play too much more aggressively.
I think Shin should be able to just hold him back here.
Yeah, once
Crab
again,
is
you
really
can't.
trying to shove.
Yeah, you can't damage that turret when Shen's standing next to it. It's just not a thing that happens.
No, that's how you get the turret kind of mad at you.
Mm-hmm. Pistol runs away in the mist. Godzilla trying to chase.
He looked incredibly fast there. I didn't realize how much movement speed Viego got during that.
Yep. Gets to play in his little spirit puddles. And once again goes for the Herald here. They'll probably get it easily. No wards, no real contesting. I do like the ward coverage that Option 12 has right now, though. They've got wards in most relevant choke points, at least until the Tri-Bush ward by topside just expired.
Yeah, and they're also warding their own side because of Admiral invading, and I like it.
Oh, ambush here on Goon Stomp, trying to ult away, but damage too strong. So yeah, Option 12 sticking in this.
Yeah, because most of the kills coming from Blitzkrieg are loaded onto top jungle and the support. Mid and the ADC really aren't threats right now. But most of O12's is loaded onto Prowler, and Prowler is a threat, and Kaisa can absolutely carry the game.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and that's something you got to keep an eye out for. If this game doesn't go super long to the point where Mordekaiser is a big threat... Oh, big stun here, though. That's going to be a dead Kaisa. The whole team jumping on Prowler. Mordekaiser not there, though, so they can't really utilize the Rift Herald right now.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that kill go onto the Ashe there to try and get her a little back into the game.
Shadow Realm again, but this time Admirals isn't really doing anything with it. In fact, it's a you're locked in here with me situation as Great Beard of Odin does some chip damage. But he is going to get ambushed from behind, so that is going to be rough. There is the Shen ult coming in as well. Does manage to get the taunt as Odin turns around, but that big kill there by Pistol Crab, picking up Odin. And Shen is once again alone at a turret.
Definitely not an ideal situation, but at least he took someone down with him.
Good taunt there. The turret damage taking a little while to catch up. Viego does run lots of flashes there. They do manage to take out Goon Stomp. Can they get more? Oh, the Meow Kai ult does manage to grab Pistol, but unfortunately they push him away as well. Good rotation by both teams, though. Managed to trade some kills.
Yeah, Option 12 is definitely in this game. They're doing really well.
Dragon up in 25. Ziggs teleporting back mid.
He's sitting at a 30 CS lead right now, just about in mid lane.
Yeah, part of that's probably because we have seen Goon Stomp traveling the world with his teleport. The world being bot lane. And while Ziggs has mostly stayed in his lane, other than throwing the occasional global bomb.
Yeah, he does have the luxury of just being able to hurl a fat boy whenever he wants to.
Oh, missing a fight going on here just above the Dragon Pit. We do end up losing Prowler early on here, and that is going to be rough. J-Dog is being uncontested, and just the queen of attack speed there, and a big sweep all over the place here, and that is pretty much a team wipe. And next Dragon going over to Blitz. They don't seem to lose team fights.
Yeah. Like I said, I was worried about their squishiness, but they just, between Viego and Mord, there's just not a lot you can do when they get on you.
Yeah, that was always going to be a problem, the Viego and the Mord. And I mean, we're kind of seeing the way that Blitzkrieg has been able to slowly pull ahead in these games. They are either equally trading in small fights, or they're easily winning big fights. And that's why we're at a 7k gold lead right now. So the question is where they go from here. If they're able to, they being option 12, are able to find a way to win in those small engagements rather than trading equally, or have an answer or better focus, I guess, when you're encountering someone like a team fight and not letting J-Dog just stand there and auto.
Yeah, especially now that he has his shield bow, he's going to be able to sustain really well and just beat PS while the fights go on, and Diego and Mord just run down the whole team.
Speaking of Diego, there's a little fight there with Shen up in the top side, but Sladen shows up. I'd made a comment last week about how level disparity can really tell the story of a game, and when we see that Admirals is 2 levels up on Sladen, that's kind of tells you some of the struggles that option 12 has been having.
Yeah, but it's gotta especially feel bad because you level up, you get more HP, and on the champion exact, it's exactly what you need.
Yeah. So we'll see what kind of solutions they have, despite being down the LCUS's former point of no return gold disparity. They have a lot of comeback potential in the form of how well Prowler has been doing. Not so well the last couple of minutes, but you've got the Shen to help protect him. You've got a lot of CC options from the Zac and the Maokai. So I don't think they're done yet, but I think that they need to tighten up some of the looseness they've got at the moment if they have a chance.
Yeah, 100%. Like, they can still win this game if Prowler can just bite down on his mouthpiece and they can keep healing for him in these fights. I still think he has the carry potential on Kai'Sa, and he has Edge of Night now to help with some CC. It's just going to be a battle through that front line of Crab and Admiral.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, Shen can certainly help with that. I'd like to see some nice clutch Shen plays coming out of Godzilla. Again, I'm not sure how much Shen is a comfort pick for him, if he's just someone who fit into the team comp for them. But something like Shen just completely pulling Admirals away, I think would be a big help.
Yeah,
is it like
definitely.
localized raining on Mordekaiser? Is that what that... Yeah, that AoE localizes Cyberpunk rain on Mordekaiser. That's hilarious.
Better than regular rain, truly.
Well, yeah, it's more atmospheric. Diego being split push king.
Yeah. Oh, he threw the bomb down.
Temporarily stops the push there, but the next wave's coming. I think Crab's just gonna leave.
I don't think Crab's gonna overextend here. But Crab can definitely kill Prowler. Prowler's too far.
Yeah, and he's actually, they're leaving Prowler to fight Crab. I don't know how I feel about this. Obviously they know Baron's here. The bomb would be very useful, but unfortunately it's not there. Here comes the Maokai ultimate. Great Brave Odin gets killed by the Ashe right away
that's
here.
A steal.
They do manage to steal it, so that at least gets something done. Gotta look out for the TF, who's actually coming down bot side. I don't know how I feel about that. Shen does an incredible flash taunt. Great job there by Godzilla. Poor Zac is locked in the Shadow Realm, tries to leap away, but there's nowhere to go. Does end up dying. Prowler gotta be careful here. Does manage to dodge the grab a little bit. J-Dog eating turret shot. Shen taunts under turret. Once again, 2 great plays by Godzilla.
Prowler he ran into melee range, which almost got him there. But that was really big for option 12 here. That dropped the gold lead to about 5k instead of almost.
Prowler, you gotta be careful here, man. They're both relatively large health. Yeah. Just get out. Goonstomp coming around the far side. Yep, he decides to.
No mana here.
Alright, so the attempted comeback is real. Like I said, the Shen plays are going to really help here. Obviously, great job by Sladen managing to snag that steal that was unfortunately caught in the top right corner, left corner of the screen, so we only partially saw it. But
yeah, so who all has Baron buff still? It's Prowler and Godzilla?
yeah, Prowler and Godzilla.
So I don't know if the play is to try and siege or just put one of them in the side lanes, but it looks like Godzilla's going to run up the top lane. Oh, he's turning around.
Yeah, I think just send Godzilla top. We have teleport available. And ultimate, now that it's not level 1, is going to be available much quicker. But with Viego there too, not going to get too much done without a little bit of help. Sladen is nearby. 2-level disadvantage in jungle now. So we'll see if Pistol Crab does anything here.
Crab's definitely looking like he wants to walk up here.
Yeah, he sees Sladen's lurking. He's going to fall back. So I don't know how much Baron buff is actually going to get done here. Maybe you push a little bit in mid because you do have the Kaisa with the Baron buff. I think it's going to run down before too much else gets done though. So it was a steal it was a beneficial steal in the case that it stopped your stronger opponent from getting it, but not too much done objective wise.
Yeah, it just kind of bought them a little time, it feels like.
We do have a good rotation here, possibly from Prowler. Good taunt. There comes the jump in as well. This is going to be a dead, ruined king. Now, why didn't they just do that in the storyline, huh? Just pair up Kaisa and Shen
Zooms at him.
and just have them both zoom at him and kill him. I mean, seems easy to me.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, the TF is coming. Godzilla, once again, we have a stopwatch overpowered reminder there. Crystal Arrow misses, fortunately for both of them. Godzilla has been sacrificed to the Shadow Realm. But, you know, it's a Shen. Shen is used to dying horribly. Prowler sticks around longer than he should, which is any amount of time. I think if I was Shen there, I might have just bum rushed the turret and hoped to auto it one more time.
Yeah. But I don't know. He's definitely a corpse now.
Being trapped in the Shadow Realm does things to your head.
Yeah, man. I was worried Prowler was gonna get caught out when he started to walk back up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely a concern.
He's definitely fed, but he's not 1v3 two of their fed people kind of fed.
Yeah, and I don't know if he'll ever get there actually, considering the team he's up against. There's a lot of disable potential here that can stop Prowler from running around, even though he does have some spell shield abilities.
Yeah, I really think that their win condition here, team fights where they get a good Maokai ult and a good Zac ult, just let Prowler burst them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure how much, and we were saying this earlier, I'm not sure how much the Ziggs is actually contributing, beyond just being a mid laner.
Yeah, he's just kind of power farming. And it's, like I said, he can do a little bit in the team fights. I just don't generally like Ziggs as a champion in team fights. He just doesn't feel like he contributes a whole lot.
He's about to feel something else as everyone is trying to jump in on him here. Odin does do a little bit of a flash there, manages to avoid getting surrounded by all the CC. Big Shen ult coming in, not sure if that's worth, but the Shen is here. Smokey manages to stopwatch up. Shadow Realm on Prowler versus Lord of Admirals here. That's the fight to watch. Pistol Crab also taken very low. Shen is doing some good stuff. J-Dog manages to kill Yuge. So it's the two tanks as the ADC has run home. Prowler, don't turn around and go back in. Back and rush it back into the fight, man, if you're going to do anything. But that was a 2 for 2, so not awful.
Yeah, these fights are just, they can pop just about anyone on the enemy team except for Crab and Admiral.
And I mean, it's just...
Crab and Admiral are the problem children right now.
Right, for sure. At 5 and 2 and 6 and 2 respectively. It's cool that Prowler was able to survive a Shadow Realm trip, though. That was something I was very concerned about for their chances. But since Prowler is able to do that, I think that they might be okay.
Yeah, he's definitely strong enough that he can hold his own for a while against Mord, but then Mord just gets to throw that shield up. And gets a lot more problematic.
Speaking of problematic, we got Soul.
Yeah, I think this might just be the beginning of the end here.
Well, we'll see. We do have an observation from Sig in chat that gold diff is going down by 2k every couple of minutes. So, I mean, that is
We hit 40 minutes.
That is a good observation. 14k gold on this Kaisa, well outpacing anyone on Blitzkrieg. Though, of course, Blitzkrieg has their gold a little bit more spread out.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah, 'cause
hilarious...
everything's pretty much just loaded up here.
And the hilarious power farming from the Ziggs as well. 216 CS makes him the second highest gold earner on his team and 5th overall.
I mean, doesn't League work like if you hit 300 CS, you just win the game? I feel like I was told that at some point.
Well, we may find that out. This game doesn't... Unless Prowler gets picked off in a fight close to their base, I don't know if this game's ending anytime soon. Shen at close to 3k health. Zach's probably up there too. Jumping in here trying to get J-Dog. Misses, unfortunately. A lot of misses, actually. I think this is a fight you actually back out from. Blast Cone over the wall and get out. Yeah. Because when you see that mist coming... Yeah, Lord of Admirals is going to try to collapse here on Sladen, who is just going to have to jump over. Good pull there. Sladen may end up going down. A lot of root potentiability, a lot of damage here. I don't like this Shen ult, and no one else does either, so Shen just ends up dying.
I don't understand the Zac ult either there.
I think just he's dead, get the most damage out that he can. With everyone being taken to half health there, I don't think they can fight, though. And I think that was part of the plan. The Zac ult did manage to deal a lot of damage to people who were standing close by. Baron helped out a little bit as well. If Shen wasn't running all the way home and got to a more reasonable position, I think that they could have actually maybe tried to take that fight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Prowler's strong enough that he definitely could have carried that fight even in the 4v5.
Huge damage from Ziggs there as well. But yeah, I think that missed opportunity. I think that when you go back to the tape day after the game, Godzilla going there as opposed to them trying to be a little more aggressive will be one of the question marks.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they could have done a lot there, but they just backed off a bit too much.
Well, it's hard, you know, when you've been losing by so much for so long. Recalibrating those brainwaves. They do manage to take out the Ruined King, and they're going to get Lord of Admirals now as well once he gets out of the Shadow Realm. He's actually going to kill Prowler, but gets killed in response. That's 2 kills for the Maokai on 2 of the bigger targets.
I think you're fine with dying to take Prowler out there. The team can't do a whole lot without him.
Yeah, I mean, both Pistol and Admirals being dead. This is big. Protect Odin, push the lane. Unfortunately, they don't have a minion wave. That's the big weakness they're suffering from right now. Huge might actually get picked off here. He is very low. And they're just stalling for time. 13 seconds until one of their boys is back up. It'd be nice if they could get any sort of push out of this. J-Dog, of course, is a little bit scary. But yeah, so they're not actually going to get anything done again.
Yeah, I don't know how long they can keep up the footsies until Blitzkrieg just scales and ends the game.
Well, as my earlier complaint about Elder Drake last week, we've got an Elder Drake coming up, and that generally helps end games.
Elder Drake says you only need to do 3/4 of the normal damage.
And I mean, that'll certainly help for either team.
So, I don't know, I definitely think they can win off of Elder here. Because Prowler does enough damage that he can pretty much wipe their whole back.
Oh, Prowler's gonna die! Flash over the wall if you've got it, Prowler, he does! Whew. But there's too much slow. There is the Shen ult. Can Shen save Prowler? He cannot. 3-man taunt, though. This could be huge. Great Beard of Odin is coming in. There is the stopwatch effect. Shen is just so tanky, though. They take out 2. Can they get more? Another stopwatch effect. Stopwatch is overpowered. Please call your congressman about that. But unfortunately, the Shen goes down. Yu's in trouble as well. Zek is nowhere near this, but they do manage to get the TF. So who's left but the 2 scary people? And we
Yeah.
need Sladen and Odin to hold the line for 29 seconds. Which it looks like they'll be able to do.
Yeah, I think Blitzkrieg might just be getting ready for Elder here. What's the timer on Elder? Like only 40 seconds?
Yeah, 40 seconds on Elder. Everyone will be up for it, but it's going to have to be like a straight dash to get there. No one has vision on it currently. I think that Admirals and Crab would be wise to get some vision on there before they teleport out, but they're just teleporting out. This will give Sladen a chance to come in. Doesn't have any wards on his person though, just scanner. Sweeper.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll give him a chance to try and set up vision, but he just doesn't have any awards for it.
And Odin's got a control ward. There it is. Can confirm. How much more different would this feel right now for Blitzkrieg if they, or Blitzkrieg and Option 12, if Prowler had not been caught out there? Well, it doesn't matter. We're going into what's probably going to be what's going to decide the game, whether Blitz wins it or Option 12 gets to keep going for a little bit. Vision is taken out, so now Blitz is the only one with Vision. Viego a little out of position, so he's going to be wrapping back around. J-Dog is wrapping around as well. There are no super minions here, so no one has any sort of clock on them. And Prowler's starting the fight. Looks as though Blitz is going to try to steal. They're wrapping around the other side here. Lord of Admirals locks down, I believe it's Sladen? No, it's Great Brave Odin. The damage coming in around here. Pistol Crab running down the other way. Big bomb there. Big jump in as well. Odin goes down, and I believe Prowler just went down as well. That is going to be game. Or at least a disappointing... Elder fight, if not game, but this feels like game.
Yeah, that was... Prowler just wasn't really able to even get into the team fight. He just kind of got stuck in the little jungle corridor there.
Yeah.
But I don't think he got off more than 2 or 3 autos.
I think the big difference, and I mean obviously Prowler was a much more impactful ADC in terms of numbers this game, but I think the big difference between J-Dog and Prowler this game is that J-Dog has always managed to not be the focus of fights. And so he's been able to kind of just sit on the perimeter and pew-pew with his ice arrows. While Prowler, both because of Kai'Sa's kit and just the way the fights have been going, Prowler has ended up being a little more elbows deep in it than I think ADC would ever actually want to be.
Yeah, I don't fully understand not ending and taking Baron here after getting Elder.
Well, the game isn't over yet. Gold is 10k though, which is rough.
Yeah. But Prowler's only 2 CS off of 300 and the game just ends.
So I've been told. By you though, so...
Well, you shouldn't trust anything I say, so that was your first mistake.
I'm just saying that's what I've heard. I don't know if I'm trusting it. But yeah, this is gonna be rough.
I don't know how they claw back here aside from just a crazy good team fight.
Yeah, I
don't really think there's any macro decisions they can make that bring the game back from here.
I think what they have to do is they've got to make sure Prowler stays out of the fight. They've got a 4-on-5 right here. So you get a good Shen ult, have Prowler stay at the perimeter. Or not a good Shen ult, a good Shen taunt, have Prowler stay at the perimeter. But you've got a very powerful Pistol Crab pushing top as well. And Godzilla has to go and deal with that. So now it's a 4-on-4. And without as much of the CC as they might want. Maokai ult could do maybe something. But the turret has already fallen. The castle is breached. And we're nearing the end of game 1 here. But definitely a lot of opportunities that Option 12 had to win this. And I think they should feel confident going into game 2 that they have a game plan in mind.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah, just blow up Prowler there, or Smokey the Bear there. Godzilla does go down. Lord of Admirals is actually very low. Does get that shield, which is unfortunate. Big shutdown there, though, and Pistol Crab has now grabbed Kaisa, so that's going to eat Drapery of Odin alive. And that's going to be the end of game 1.
I definitely think that O12 did really well. I think that just the two bigger carry players on the team snowballed ahead.
Mm-hmm.
But I think O12 definitely put up a very...
You're cutting in and out currently. Let's check out some
Sorry.
stats.
My league client was...
Very nice damage from Odin there. That's the joys of Ziggs, I guess, with that AoE damage. So yeah, I mean, there's a couple of... We can talk about, after the break, a couple of areas where Option 12 has some options, as it were. Probably 12 of them.
Yeah.
Good
Maybe
vision
13.
score as well. Practically equal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I mean, basically a difference of 3 wards across every position, give or take. That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody learned they had to map this game. I like it.
All right. So we are going to have a fun little transition screen here into our downtime screen with Blitzkrieg up. And we will take a quick break, and then we will go into our last game of the night. We will see if Option 12 can tie it up 1-1 or if Blitzkrieg continues undefeated. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.